Hi, all. It's me again. I'm just coming on. Like I said, I'm gonna keep coming on all the time. Coming on. I just want to wish all my brothers and sisters a very, very happy St. Patrick's Day. As you can see, I am festively dressed. St. Patrick's Day, I've always had a huge love for, as I am partially Irish. My father is Irish. Family's Irish, and when I did my DNA, I found out I was even more Irish. My Portuguese side is even Irish, so I'm 80% Irish by genetics, but who cares about that? I think things like this are more in the heart and in the soul, and I always thought that St. Patrick's Day was one of my favorite days other than like Halloween. It's just the energy of the day, and everyone's just drinking and dancing and having fun, so who wouldn't love that, right? But I did want to share some stuff. It kind of all intertwined. Sometimes I think about St. Patrick and what it means, and there's like this old story about how St. Patrick, he originally was not Irish, if people do read about him, but he came to Ireland to bring them, the Catholic way, because they were more Celtic and or pagan, I guess, as you can see, before like the 1700s time. But he brought Christianity and Catholicism and all that to Ireland, and they still hold very true. If you ever go to Ireland, which I've gone several times, they're very, very religious people. And so was my dad's family. They went to church religiously, so I was always the black sheep that didn't fit in there because I didn't spend my time going to church, but my grandmother and my dad's brothers and sisters, all 8 of them, were very devout Catholics. So I just wanted to put that out. But supposedly, St. Patrick himself used to give his sermons on a hill or on a mount, like most did back in the day, to kind of get like above people and talk out. But supposedly, according to the folklore, he cast out all the snakes on the island. Some say that's not true, but that's the story that goes behind him. So there's this idea that, God being present in Mr. St. Patrick was able to cast out the snakes and or, the symbolic devil out of the island. And I just wanted to kind of touch upon that because there's a lot of things going on and a lot of snakes in the world. So maybe all of us should embody a little bit of St. Patrick today to try to cast that out. Another thing I wanted to talk about was just about some dreams I've been having lately, and I think it's hopeful. For the last like 2 or 3 days, have been having dreams about biker gangs. I keep seeing a friend of mine that I know that is a biker in my dream constantly. He's not the one being arrested, but he's kind of like my side piece in the dreams, like explaining what's going on. And I keep seeing these huge biker gangs getting arrested over and over. I mean, the first night was one version. It was weird. It was like I was in this old cowboy town in like the States somewhere. But like, like Texas style or New Mexico style, like kind of dusty. And you see like the bales of hay and all that. Sorry, I just got the Celtic music playing in the background. And so that was night 1. And then night 2, I was in a city this time. It was raining. And again, the police were arresting another group of bikers. The first ones had a very Italianistic flavor, kind of mafioso. The second ones had like please don't see this as a racist thing or anything. It's just like, this was the vibe, like triadic, like maybe Filipino-y Asian flavor to it, but yet bikers. And then last night, the one I had seemed more Latino in nature, still bikers again, but they were getting arrested. So in my personal life, what I've been noticing, and this goes back to the St. Patrick's and the snakes type of thing. In my particular life, I've been noticing that I don't want to say like, my enemies. I still love these people, but they're turned on me, so I guess they fall in the category of the enemy. not to me, but to themselves. And I've noticed and have been told by others in my circle that my ex and his sister and his third party and their whole trifecta, they're turning on themselves and starting to come out of the woodwork a little bit and kind of like tell me tidbits here and there of each other's squabbles. Mind you, like, I've never talked to this sister ever since she told me off back in December. So all of a sudden she's coming out, and I'm hearing things from other friends of mine that they're starting to get into fights in places. But that's besides the point. Like I said, I always relate what's going on in my life to the whole. So it gives me the impression that, those that are being worked by the lowers, because things are not working in their favor, they're starting to turn on themselves. And therefore, the embodiment of God that's reaching out to them is now, like St. Patrick did, casting out the snakes in whichever walk of life you're in. So I wondered if maybe perhaps my ongoing dreams about the bikers has something to do with that maybe perhaps is in relation to the war that's going on and to maybe different groupings. Like, if I could really look at it, maybe like the mafia, the triads, maybe the cartels. Like, it seemed like it was big groups or organizations that were being arrested. And since I'm seeing this parallel in my own life about how my own enemies are turning on themselves and kind of ratting themselves out and exposing their secrets, etc., it makes me think that maybe the next wave of energy that's going to be coming through is with these bigger organizations or crime organizations kind of exposing themselves and knocking themselves out or getting caught by turmoil within their own groups. So that's food for thought. Again, I'm always saying that. But I just wanted to relay that. Like I said, I always go different directions wherever spirit takes me. And I couldn't help but notice that coincidence. I don't know if I'll have another dream tonight about another biker gang, but I just kind of felt like, today's St. Patrick's Day. I knew what his relevance was about how he cast out the snakes. And then I kept having those dreams about how, groups were getting arrested and turning on each other. And then I was seeing it in relation to my real life. Like, I found this information out yesterday. The dream started 2 days before that. So I couldn't have used that as my, subconscious propagator. So please understand that the dreams were in no relation. It's just like, as my life unfolded and I had those two dreams, I was like, I wonder if my life is correlating with the subconscious on a bigger level. Like, maybe my subconscious is absorbing what's going on in the world, and then it's like expelling out into my everyday 3D existence. Soon to be 5D. I believe I'm in 5D in my own mind, but I'm still in a 3D existence. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of put that out there and wish all my brothers and sisters a beautiful and blessed St. Patrick's Day. And let's hope, because if there is this instance or thought, and maybe we should all pray and maybe we should all ask out to God and say, hey, if there are insecurities in these groups, it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Maybe you're suffering from a bullying group or whatever the case may be. You could simply ask, like, hey, we all know the light will always come to light, right? But we can try to maybe pray for it or ask for it a little more. And maybe by doing it in our own, our own world, that will then translate into the bigger organizations, corporations, etc. But for now, from what my dreams were showing, was more like organizations. Mind you, there are situations happening around the world that kind of correlate, but I just wanted to say that sometimes the little things we pray for in our own world can translate to the whole world. So if you are struggling with people that are, talking about you, I find that hermeticism is very helpful with that, because if you're out of the equation, they will keep, going around and stewing about you and how crappy you are and how you're this and you're that, but you're not there. So eventually they're just left up to their own devices. And like I said, left to their own devices because they're such horrible people to begin with. What do horrible people do when they have no one to pick on? They start to pick on each other and start to pick apart each other and mistrust each other and eventually knock each other down. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there. Maybe we got to be on a vibe of asking God and our angels and everyone else associated to ourselves to highlight or allow those around us, those bullies, etc., to expose themselves to each other. And much like St. Patrick, we all just want to cast out the snakes. So I just want to say that, and I wanted to wish you all, like I said, a very, very happy St. Patrick's Day, because it is a beautiful day to have, and I love you all, and I really hope that as time unfolds, there'll be more decimation of all of these larger groups. All the snakes will flee. Okay, bye for now. Love you all. Peace.